Hello, I'm Luke Nella and welcome to Best Few Plays of the Week. In this episode we have Brothers in Sperrpanzers, some problems with MMO tactics, and several incidents with Sunday drivers. Let the battles commence! Let's kick things off with our Wall of Steel, Guardian Angel 70, who plays in the North American region. The Angel's Chariot is a non-patriotic version of the T-26E5, and the Tier 9 battle is fought on Tundra. Our Steel Wall heads for the Western Pass, with plenty of heavy armor in tow. Contact. Alright people, you know the drill, standard tank and spank. The Lurvy tries a Leroy and heads out in front. Well, that worked as well as expected. Guardian Angel 70 stays on the front, holding the line and dishing out punishment. The damage dealers seem to be struggling as another one blows up. Maybe Angel thinks this is the wrong sort of MMO. One crew member was a radio operator until he took a shot to the knee. Really guys? Maybe Angel has realized that tank and spank isn't working here, as they need to do most of the spanking as well. It's fine, who needs support anyway? The base is getting capped, and there's a Type 59 threatening the rear. The Type is pretty easy to deal with, especially when a teammate actually shows up to stab it in the back. That's more like it. Angel's tank is pretty nippy for a heavy, but the capture is getting awfully close. Come on WZ, you can do it! Nice, now watch this! An S-tank can be a tough nut to crack, but only from the front. Its side is pretty squishy. A loud fart could blow this one up, but Guardian Angel is classy and uses a shell instead. The last opponent is a T-29, in fairly good repair. It puts up a fight, but we know how this will end. How could it beat an indestructible steel wall after all? That was quite the steel wall carry from Guardian Angel 70. 5.5k blocked, 7k dished out, and with a nice 6-kill Top Gun as the cherry on top. Well played! Onwards and upwards, we're in the Asian region where Matchy HK goes scouting on Redshift. The WZ-131 is more of a fast medium tank than a hey, watch it! Anyway, it's got a lot of firepower, making it well suited for the role of combat scout. Matchy starts well, spotting a handful of reds and scoring a nice bit of assist. Nothing to see here, just a harmless tree. Despite what I said earlier, the first attempts at damage dealing don't go so well. The repair kit is gone, but otherwise that tank is still pretty much intact. And the spotting damage is nice. These guys do need to be stopped though. A couple of heat rounds should soften them up a bit. The team needs help. It's time to go knock some heads. Taking out this SPG is a good start. The second arty has an E75 for a bodyguard. Not that it matters. It just means there's a heavy tank to kill as well. The T-29 is going down already, but Matchy's kill streak will not be denied. Boom! Carnarvon at 400 meters. What do you think, Gunner? No problem, boss. The team is well in the lead now, but there are still two machines to destroy. A Tier 9 VK is a tough nut to crack, but artillery is on the case. The behemoth gets in a hit of its own, and it really stings. Luckily, a gunner isn't really needed at this range. The M12 has a go, but it's much too late. Your doom approaches, Artie! Can you feel it? Ending the game takes just a couple of shots, securing the kill just ahead of the SPG's attempt. Great spotting work early on, with a switch into rampage mode when the enemy team was gaining the upper hand. It's nice to see the firepower of a scout being put to good use. Now let's move back to the American servers for a dose of mayhem. Full sun top, takes a Škoda T25 to Overlord, cries havoc, and lets slip the dogs of war. Almost immediately, a Sunday driver rear-ends the Škoda. Full Sun protests with a volley of shots and drives away, probably muttering obscenities. Full Sun stays on the move, looking for an opening. That SU down at the beach will do nicely. Charge! Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the attack is a bit of a mess. The hit on the Crusader is more promising, but Full Sun doesn't stay to finish it off. The team is 5 points behind. Show us what you've got, Top Gun. Yes, that's the spirit! The Škoda pounces on a Cromwell, bursting it down. The Crusader gets finished off with a shot, leaving the rest of the clip for an IKV. This place is getting crowded, so Full Sun leaves the area and goes on an arty hunt. There's one of them, and another. Apparently all 3 SPGs are here. A 3-shot autoloader isn't optimal for this kind of work, but it does get the job done, eventually. The last teammate is down, and there's still 4 opponents to go through. The first one attempts a frontal assault, which fails as it gets clipped down in seconds. The bottom tier heavy is made of thickest steel, but its aim isn't any better. One of the foes is capping, which means they just volunteered to be kill number 10. It's the IS, showing its side profile. The first attempt barely puts a dent into the heavy. Full Sun looks for another angle, but ends up coming back to the previous position. The second volley takes the big guy down to 1-shot territory. Shaving off those last few hit points could be a bit of a challenge, however. The long-range attempt fails, so it's time to get up close and personal. Ammo is also running out, so Full Sun is going in with just 2 AP rounds in the drum. Here goes! Nope. And nope. Oh dear. The opponent seems a little confused. Full Sun reloads with the last APCR shell and punches it straight through the Glacier Spade. That leaves 3 HE rounds to finish the game with. According to teammates, the Hellcat has gotten itself wedged in a tricky spot. Time is also starting to run out. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, this should be doable. There would be an easy Faden's medal to be had here, but Full Sun doesn't want to risk it. GG. That start is slow, and the first attack was something of a comedy of errors. Full Sun top rallied magnificently though, playing better and better. In the end, it was a true Top Gun. Now it's time for a spot of tag team action, with Killer and McCubic fighting back to back on Muravanka. The match is a Tier 9 encounter with our dynamic duo in command of a pair of Speerpanzer's RU-251 light tanks. Hostile contacts happen almost immediately, and Killer lets a rival 251 know it's not welcome in these woods. The platoon mate pulls back, giving fire support to the battle raging in the forest. Another Red Force 251 has penetrated deep into friendly territory. It tries to run, but our heroes take it down without mercy. The battle in the forest is going poorly for the team. This light tank platoon will need to turn the tide. Killer picks off a badly damaged Tiger, but the weight of incoming fire forces the pair into a retreat. McCubic charges back in, while Killer focuses fire on an OO. The KV-3 is attempting to capture, so the platoon leaves the forest and heads over to give their support. Killer and McCubic hammer a T-29 into submission, but the reset has already happened. And Immel 1 is burnt to a crisp by McCubic, but the chance to win by capture is most likely gone. Killer engages a Bat-Chat at range while McCubic hunts down an SPG. Killer secures the kill, because that's what friends do, right? The KV stays in the camp, serving to at least draw the opposition out of the forest. Killer completes Top Gun by finishing off a Libertaire, while McCubic ventilates a Lurvid. Killer keeps up the pressure as McCubic goes looking for another line of fire. Another one falls, evening out the score. The Jagdtiger has had enough of these capture attempts. It's in fine repair, so knocking it out could prove tricky. Killer shaves off some hit points, but a Batmobile makes it impossible to charge in and finish it off. McCubic gives up on the lion hunt, rejoining Killer on the hill. Between the two of them, the Bat is easy prey. Now, how to deal with the Jagdtiger? There's no point in attacking it head on, so I guess that the Löwe is back on the menu. The big cat proves to be a cunning foe, having sneaked much closer than expected. It smashes its way through the flimsy house, while McCubic is busy finishing off an M4A1. This could be the end, but McCubic comes to the rescue with a well-aimed shot. Thanks, buddy! That just leaves the Jagdtiger. The killer is now down to a single HE shell. Not to worry though, as McCubic has plenty of ammo. The key will be not to get hit in return. The Jagdtiger's capture is pretty far, but it can only defend in one direction. McCubic pounces on its fat backside while Killer waits for the opportunity to take that last shot. That should do it. Fire at will! It's pretty flash when you have the luxury of manufacturing a fade-ins finish. Killer and McCubic carried this one hard, and with impeccable style. We'll wrap up the episode with a crucial contribution from the EU region, where uBigHost works hard to carry the game. The Tier 6 assault on Karelia starts, with uBigHost Chaffee leading the charge up the eastern flank. And ELC dashes out on a daring scouting run, a little too daring as it turns out. A German mini-tiger attacks, but the Chaffee is just too fast. The Heavy goes down without too much trouble. The Largo doesn't do any better, but its supporters make the fight more dangerous. Bad news, the push has pretty much stalled. uBigHost fights on for a while before heading out to assault the defenders near the capture zone. Catching the Aletto by surprise, our hero is able to destroy it without it fighting back. The quick snapshot lands, but the artillery's aim is off. This Hetzer probably thinks it's in cover. Nope. uBigHost goes for the IKV, finishing it off with a fury of steady shots. 3 versus 4, keep up the pressure. The SPG goes down easily, but where did that Matilda fire from? While uBigHost looks for another victim, the last friendlies are blown up. The end game is 1 against 3. Attempted to take out the Matilda at range fails, so the Chaffee heads closer. A Swedish medium tank volunteers to be the next victim. It would be rude to turn them down. The Matilda is here as well, wading closer with grim determination. But this is just writing checks its firepower can't cash. However, it does make for an easy kill. That just leaves the VK, and it's already here. Our champion has a serious problem. With 4 shells, the average damage is only 440, assuming they all penetrate. Shells fly, leaving both combatants in a bad way. The last shell won't be enough, and an ammo rack explosion is highly unlikely. Alas, this is where the story ends. uBigHost put up a great fight, falling short by a single shell. A carry against the odds turned into a heartbreak of the week. You just can't win them all. And that's it for this season. A heartbreak end for a heartbreak season. Maybe I'll go visit the Looks at home during our Easter break. Don't forget to keep sending those replays. I'm Luke Nella, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.